Today we started a little more dangerously than most starts that we have. I was thrust into the heart of a foggy northern jungle. Now the northern jungle is an area notorious for the number of carnivores that it houses amongst its vegetation. As a fresh dilo in the area, I was at my most vulnerable, in a world where visibility was already going to be difficult. But with loads of carnivores in the area, one thing that was pretty sure was there was going to be some food somewhere. The trouble is, if I can smell the food, so can everybody else. And even the smallest dinosaurs like the Troodon were bigger than me. One pounce from a Troodon and I'm pinned. We just need to make ballsy plays. We need to go in, grab a bit of food and get out. Although this is really good because this is the heart. So we've got some protein here. Well, we've got some diet anyway, some good dietary requirements. So we were already being forced to use every sense in our body just to stay alive. But as long as I do just that, we can grow to become a dangerous predator ourselves. But right now, I am anything but dangerous. I've got to be very careful. Everywhere I went, another dinosaur just emerged from the fog. I just have to keep my head down, run away. A lot of the time these guys aren't too interested. They sort of see me, I run, they can't be bothered to chase. I think those were Troodons. We need to just be a little careful, because again, we can get pinned by those at the moment. And it was at that moment that I noticed a small Pachycephalosaurus. We got a couple of bites in, so we've made it bleed, which gives us the blood trail, so now we can at least track it. Step by step, I traced its trail up the hill, but with this fog it was hard to see much further ahead. I actually didn't even see him then, I just ran into him. Now this is where things just got a little tricky. I just sort of lost his trail a bit and I couldn't find any more blood. And for every second that goes by, there's another chance that the blood will fade away, the steps will fade and I'll lose scent and I won't be able to track it any further. It just sort of stops here. I'm not really sure. Maybe he's in the area. I don't know. And so unfortunately the trail went cold. Today we wouldn't be finding that Pachycephalosaurus. I ran towards him. I was going to bite him then, and I very quickly changed my mind. I decided that was a very bad idea. Once I'd lost the Cerato, I started to weigh up my options. I could stay here, sure, there's plenty of food, but it was a dangerous place, and I feel like every step that I took could be my last. I think we're going to move on. This place is very busy. I just need a... Oh my god. This is exactly my point. I feel like I'm never too far away from trouble. I want to stand my ground a bit, but I can't really take this fight. I will lose this if I stay and fight this too long. I can see the venom clouds creeping in. As I was about to leave, I noticed a raptor that was also trying to get in on the action. Literally everybody sees me as a snack at the moment. So dangerous. Now it turns out there were two raptors, but one mistake and he'd accidentally pinned his own. Now this one mistake would completely turn the fight in my favour. The raptors were now bleeding, they were hurting. And they were panicking. And just like that, the once confident raptor was hiding for his life. I heard a little rustle in the bushes. Between the slight noise in the bush and then me noticing the blood scent, it was game over for this raptor, and this was my first successful hunt. And with that, we ventured on into the night, using our incredible night vision to move through the dark. Just gonna top up on our water, make sure we don't thirst. As I headed down the river, I could hear a dibble in the distance, and once I got closer, I could see it was fighting a Cerato. This could be a great opportunity for me to scavenge some food, depending on the outcome. So we sat and we watched. And eventually I went to find a way to safely cross the river, get to the other side, and see if I could get some of that food. It's gone very quiet, so someone's won. And I see a dead Serato, and I see an alive Dibble. I think we've got our winner. I think this is some free food. Absolutely perfect. This is great for our growth. We've got some good diets now. I don't think Dibble's too bothered. I was growing, and I was now old enough that I had developed venom. For those that don't know, the 3 bars beneath my stamina are my hallucinations that I can unleash upon my victims. But in order for me to use them, however, I must first get enough venom into their system that their scent for me goes purple. Now the morning has broken. We didn't quite get a chance to use our venom, but that's okay. There'll be other nights. And we can still use our venom in the day. It's just more dangerous at night. There are so many carnos around here. And they're telling everybody where they are. Here's one of the little guys. Yeah, that's rough. He got stuck. But you see as how he went green there? That was the first stage of venom. And another one. They're just coming to me now. Now this place was just full of small carnivores, so it'd be rude to leave when there's so much free food around. The Dilo honestly bites so fast. It's one of its key strengths is how fast it can bite. He's playing a dangerous game. A very dangerous game by going into the water. Yeah, it may seem safe for now. I'm not following him. It could be a trap. They could be waiting for me to follow. That's fine. It's okay. If he wants to swim over, he can. At some point, he has to come back. Fancied a bit of my food, did you? But anyway, is this guy like a cannibal? Because I'm pretty sure that was a carno. He must be really hungry. I think that's about 4 carnos that I've killed now. Maybe 3 or 4. It's a lot of dead carnos. And yet another one. Okay. Well, I know what we're doing after this then. We're getting big now. We're getting pretty big. I actually really like it here as well. It's a very beautiful part of the map. You know, if there's food near the water, there's never a croc too far away. If you're gonna play around the water, you'd better know what's waiting on the other side. One step too close to the edge could be our last step. And for those that think it's an easy escape from the jaws of death, might want to think again. Has he made the right choice? That's the question. There we go. There it is. It was the wrong choice. So I have noticed there's a raptor sat on the rock. And I don't know if he knows where I am. We're kind of in a little bit of a standoff, but I don't know if he actually knows where I am. He's making a run. I don't think he knows. Maybe he does. Maybe he's teasing me. As we know though, if we're going to play this close to the water, we're going to have to be very careful. Like if I was a croc in the area now, I'd be watching this very closely. We've got a bite on him. One more. So I think he should be in vent. Yeah, so he's actually now in stage 3 of venom. So we can now start sending our clones to do some of the work for us. Fortunately for him, he found the safety of his rock, and unfortunately for me, there was not much I could do about it. He was badly wounded, but there was nothing I could do to finish him off, and after a brief stare down, I decided to go and have a look for some food elsewhere. My journey from the East Pond wasn't too far, I headed a bit further north, up to the North Lake. I actually thought I was being sneaky. Turns out there's a mire in the bush behind me. Now there was a bit of cat and mouse going on here. I wanted to cross the bridge, and every time I went there, the mire would come back out, chase me, he'd run off, I'd come back out again. Eventually, however, I was free to pass, and we went across the bridge, and I moved up towards the plains. I can hear a Pachycephalosaurus. Could be a good little meal, if we can be careful about it. However, no amounts of careful would prepare me for what I was about to find. Oh, there's two. That was close. We got a good little bite there, but I wasn't expecting two. Oh, there's three. Okay, there's three. And I think I can hear a fourth. We had ran into an army of Pachycephalosaurus. If one headbutt breaks my legs, I'm dead. And it was a fractured skull. It meant visibility was to a minimum, but I still had my speed and my agility. It's really cool. You can see the Dilo like shaking his head. He's very confused right now. We've got a bit of a concussion and a fractured skull. But I think we have lost the Packies. I don't think they're following. It took some recovery time, but we did start to get our vision back, and things were starting to look a little bit more positive. And eventually I made my way back to where it all started, the northern jungle, and actually I found some other Dilos nearby, so we grouped up and got ready for the night time. However, just as the sun was about to set, a group of carnivores thought it would be a good idea to attack us at this time of day. For those unaware, the Dino applies venom a lot faster at night, making it way more dangerous. They're not fully grown, but I think during the day they do a bit of damage. But they picked the wrong time of day to start fighting. Saying that, there's one or two of us that don't have venom yet. They're still a bit young. Just a couple of bites and this Carno was already in some serious trouble. You can actually hear the clones doing damage to him. Yep, the poor Carno never stood a chance. And a bit further down the road, someone else had killed the other one. The middle of the night is not the best time to stop to get your bearings. He was just like AFK or something. I'm not too sure. He stopped for a second. I wonder if he was on the map. Now this Tenno probably would be a fight that we would take, but it's too difficult with the rock as well. He's just going to plant himself up there, tail facing down. It's too dangerous. As the fog continued to roll in, we decided to make our way up towards Highlands. I do wish there was a way to like look up and attack. The very same Tenno was back, and once again it was the same Dilo that just couldn't resist. I think we've lost him. His name tag's gone. It's the same Dilo earlier that was desperate to try and kill him. Thankfully the Pteranodons do next to no damage, but when the Quetzal comes in, that's going to be a different story altogether. We chased the little Hipsy in circles, but when we looked up, the reinforcements were arriving. I can hear Dibbles. Oh, the help has arrived. Back off, back off. Yeah, that's not a fight we can take. Especially two of them. Maybe one Dibble, not two. The fog started to clear and the sun broke through. But as the day was starting well for us, it was just the beginning of a nightmare for others. Seems like these guys are already in a fight. And the Packy is already stage 3 venom and he's dead. Okay, I've joined late. Now we may be stronger at night, but a pack of Dilos is still extremely dangerous even in the day. And when the dibble's only this size, there really isn't much he could do. Just a case now of chipping away until the inevitable end. There it is. So our group was back up to 4 strong, and we moved on in search of a new challenge. Echoing across the foggy valley was the calls of another small dibble. Unbeknownst to the dibble, 4 dilos were laying in wait. I think he's accepted his fate. Poor guy was tiny. He was making a lot of noise though. Now the plan from here was to head down to West Rail Access. As we brushed past the foliage, we had no idea that we weren't the only ones with an interest in West Rail Access. For a while, everything seemed just fine. The fog was beginning to clear, and we were feeling pretty good. And that's when we saw the message. A pack of 3 carnivores were headed our way. Now, we weren't stupid. We knew he was trying to lead us into the open. But when there's 3 carnos, there's only so much you can do, even around the trees. Like, we shouldn't be doing this fight. I'm trying to help out, but we shouldn't be doing this fight. We're gonna lose people. At this point, we'd already lost 2. It was only me and Felix left, and it was just pointless to keep the fight going. We only would have died ourselves. With our tails tucked between our legs, we slowly and quietly made our way out of the area. After some recovery time, it was time to try and find some food. Thankfully, however, I was pleasantly surprised to see a human offer himself up on the bridge. And by offer himself up, I mean he didn't really have much of a choice. However, humans are bony little creatures, and they don't contain a lot of meat, and so our hunt for food went on. You see, the problem with hunger is it makes you take risks that you wouldn't normally take. Now, we need to see if we can... just a small dibble or something. I want a little nibble of a dibble. However, one slip in concentration, and a dibble had appeared out of nowhere. If I was any closer to the other dibbles, I'd almost definitely be dead. And so with Highlands out of the question, it was time to move on to South Plains, in a desperate attempt to find some food. Eventually we caught a whiff of some food, and without even a second thought, we knew we couldn't afford not to check it out. However, in such a densely packed area of the map, it wasn't going to come without its risks. I can hear something making his way down the hill. Little raptor. What I didn't realise, however, was Felix had been jumped on by a hera, and he was bleeding badly. And then literally only a second after he said that, he was dead. I couldn't actually believe that he was just gone. But I also very quickly realised that if he was killed by a hera, they were probably still in the area. However, I was also still hungry, and so I kind of needed to stay in the area to see if I could still get some food. of a sudden, me chasing a carno turned into me getting chased by Ceratos, and we were in a vicious loop of chasing each other. Okay, I'm shocked I'm alive, to be honest with you. I had taken a huge amount of damage, and I was bleeding, not to mention I'd also been infected by their bite. The problem was I didn't really have the luxury of waiting to heal. I needed food. Oh, it was rotten. As a last-ditch effort to find food, I took to the plains. A brand new area that looks beautiful, but will it provide the food that I need to survive? This area really makes me feel like I'm traversing the South African plains. I don't know, just gives me that vibe. I did, however, find the solution to one of my problems, which was a small watering hole. At least I wouldn't have to worry about water, but that doesn't solve my food problem. Again, this all looks very nice, but there's no food. I was about ready to give up all hope when a small carnivore came bursting out of the bushes. But unfortunately, I didn't have long enough left.